I just discovered my best friend has been sabotaging my life for years, and she doesn't know I'm about to expose her at her own wedding. Okay, Reddit, I still can't believe this is my actual life right now. I've been best friends with Emma since college. We've been inseparable for almost 10 years. She was supposed to be my maid of honor at my wedding last year. I was her shoulder to cry on through every breakup. We even lived together for 3 years. I trusted this woman with my life. 2 weeks ago, I was at Emma's apartment helping her with wedding planning. She's getting married in 3 days. She went to take a shower, and her laptop was open on the coffee table. I wasn't snooping, I swear, but a notification popped up from a group chat called Operation Keep Sarah Single, and I saw my name. My heart literally stopped. I couldn't help it. I opened the chat. Reddit, I have never felt so sick in my entire life. This group chat included Emma and 2 other women from our friend group. I started scrolling and found years of messages. We're talking over 300 pages of screenshots, plans, and conversations about sabotaging my relationships, my career, and my self-esteem. Some highlights of what I discovered. 1. My ex-boyfriend, Jake, who I dated for 2 years. Emma slept with him, not once, but multiple times throughout our relationship. The text showed her bragging about it. When he broke up with me saying he wasn't ready for commitment, he proposed to someone else 6 months later. Emma told me I was too needy, and that's why he left. Remember that dream job I interviewed for at a major tech company 3 years ago? I never got a call back and always wondered why, since the interview went perfectly. Turns out Emma found the hiring manager's email and sent a fake message from a burner account claiming I had been fired from my previous job for stealing. I never knew. 1. My last boyfriend, David, ghosted me out of nowhere after 8 months. It destroyed me. Emma showed up with wine and ice cream saying all men are trash. The group chat revealed she told him I was still in love with my ex and using him as a rebound. Complete lies. 1. That accidental food poisoning I got the night before my big work presentation that would have gotten me promoted? Emma admitted in the chat she put laxatives in my coffee that morning. I bombed the presentation, and my coworker got the promotion instead. There's so much more, but I'm literally shaking typing this. Every major disappointment in my life for the past 5+ years has Emma's fingerprints all over it. The worst part? In the messages, she says things like, Sarah is too pretty and too nice. She'd have everything if we didn't keep her in check. And I can't let her be more successful than me. And my personal favorite, she's too trusting. It's almost too easy. I took photos of everything on my phone. Every screenshot, every conversation. Here's where I need advice. Emma's wedding is in 3 days. Part of me wants to just cut her off and disappear from her life. But another part of me wants to burn her entire world down the way she's been slowly burning mine. Her fiancé, Mark, seems like a genuinely good guy. He has no idea who he's marrying. I have proof of her cheating on him at her bachelorette party, also in the group chat. Do I tell him? Do I expose her at the wedding? Do I just ghost? I'm so angry I can barely function. This woman has been my best friend, or so I thought, for a decade. What would you guys do? Update 1, 2 days later. Holy crap, this blew up. Thank you all for the advice and support. I've been reading every comment, and you've all helped me think more clearly. After reading her comments, I decided to meet with Mark privately. I couldn't let him marry her without knowing the truth. Several of you pointed out that I'd want someone to tell me. I messaged Mark yesterday and asked to meet for coffee, said it was urgent. He seemed confused but agreed. We met this morning at a cafe across town where we wouldn't run into anyone. I showed him everything, every screenshot, the cheating, the lies, the manipulation. I watched this poor man's heartbreak in real time. He kept saying this can't be real, and this has to be photoshopped. But it wasn't, and deep down, he knew it. Here's what I didn't know. Mark had been having doubts for a while. He said Emma had been increasingly controlling and paranoid. She'd accused him of cheating multiple times, projection much, went through his phone constantly, and isolated him from several of his female friends. He said he felt like he was walking on eggshells but convinced himself it was just wedding stress. Mark asked if he could forward the photos to himself. I said absolutely. We sat there for almost 2 hours while he processed everything. He thanked me repeatedly and said he needed time to figure out what to do. I thought that was the end of it. I'd done my part. Wrong. Last night, literally at 11 p.m., I got an insane call from Emma. She was screaming. Apparently, Mark confronted her immediately after our coffee meeting and called off the wedding. The venue is canceled. Guests have been notified. Everything is done. Emma somehow figured out I was the one who told him. She called me every name in the book, told me I was jealous, that I've always been jealous of her, that I ruined her life over harmless jokes between friends. Harmless jokes. She said the group chat was just them venting and that I'm too sensitive. She accused me of betraying her trust by looking at her laptop. The audacity is absolutely unreal. She then threatened to sue me for defamation. With what money, sis? You just lost your wedding deposits and told me our entire friend group would choose her over me. I just said, you're right. They probably will because you're a master manipulator. But at least I can sleep at night knowing I'm not you. And hung up. The 2 other women from the group chat have been blowing up my phone. I blocked them immediately. I don't regret it. Not even a little bit. Final update. It's been a week since my last update and so much has happened. This is going to be my final update because I need to move forward with my life. But I wanted to give you all closure since you've been so supportive. First, Mark reached out to me a few days ago. He's doing okay, all things considered. He moved out of the apartment he shared with Emma and is staying with his brother. He said he's relieved more than anything, like he dodged a bullet. We had a long conversation, and he shared some things that made everything click into place even more. Turns out, Emma had been sabotaging his relationships too. He had a close female friend from grad school who suddenly stopped talking to him a year into his relationship with Emma. Mark thought she was just being weird about him having a girlfriend. Nope. Emma had messaged her pretending to be Mark, saying really inappropriate things. His friend blocked him, and he never knew why until now. He's been reaching out to repair some of those relationships. Second, remember how I said the friend group would probably choose Emma? I was partially wrong. Out of our group of about 8 women, 3 have reached out to me privately. They believed me immediately and shared their own stories of weird things Emma had done to them over the years. Things they'd brushed off but now made sense. One of them is actually the girlfriend of Mark's best friend, and she'd always felt like Emma was threatened by her. Turns out she was right. The other women, including the 2 from the group chat, have apparently circled the wagons around Emma. They're telling people I fabricated evidence and was obsessed with stealing Emma's fiancé. It's absurd, but honestly, I don't care. Trash took itself out. Third, I went to therapy. Reading all your comments made me realize I need to process the grief of losing who I thought was my best friend, even though that person never really existed. My therapist has been helping me understand that this wasn't my fault and I didn't miss red flags. Emma was deliberately deceptive for years. It's helping. Fourth and most surprising. Remember Jake, the ex Emma slept with? He somehow heard about the drama, small world, I guess, and reached out to apologize. He said Emma had told him I was cheating on him, which is why he started their affair and eventually ended things with me. He felt terrible and offered to be a reference for the job situation if I ever needed it, since he works in tech now. I don't think we'll be friends, but the closure was nice. I'm also actively job hunting and had a great interview last week. Turns out, when you don't have a saboteur in your life, things flow a bit easier. Lastly, Emma sent me one final message a few days ago. It wasn't an apology. It was a long message about how I overreacted and how if I had just talked to her like an adult, we could have worked through this. She said she forgave me for ruining her wedding and hoped one day I'd forgive her for the misunderstanding. I didn't respond. I just blocked her on everything and moved on. So that's it, Reddit. I'm free. I'm angry. I'm hurt. But I'm also relieved. For the first time in years, I feel like I can breathe. No more best friend tearing me down while pretending to build me up. To anyone out there dealing with a toxic friendship, trust your gut. And if you find the group chat, screenshot everything. Thank you all for the support, the advice, and for letting me share this absolutely bonkers chapter of my life. I'm closing this chapter and actually excited about what comes next. I'm done with Emma's drama. Time to live MY life, finally.